So our original source bailed on us, so we decided to take a taxi by ourselves to this little town called Tahe and look for mushrooms with our taxi driver. He says he doesn't know that much about mushrooms, but he knows more than the average person. What is that? 这个呢? We don't know the scientific name of this yet, but he says it's hongjun, which just means red mushroom. I'm really excited. Yay! Now the good thing about this part of Yunnan is that most people know a thing or two about mushrooms, so we're gonna fact check this with the ladies downstairs. 这是叫什么？我们还有一个。
这个叫小红卷。
小红卷，这个可以吗？有一点。
可以的，我们是拿来烤。
哦，酷哦。We're at the Nanhua Wild Mushroom Market. It's been open for 10 years and there are over 40 varieties of mushrooms being sold here today.
这是葱菌。
葱菌。
对，葱蜜我们平时吃那种葱，因为这种东西跟葱合在一起的话会中毒。然后这个是红葱。红葱也是一样的。OK， 这两个不可以跟葱一起。对。然后这个小的呢？这是干巴菌，这个香味也是特别突出，就是它带有一部分那个火腿的味道。
Fungi season in southwest China runs from July to September, and this part of the world is especially loved by mycologists for the diversity.
的占全世界的36%左右，全国的90%。
然后这个原因是为什么？ To break it down, there are 2,500 recorded species of edible mushrooms in the world. China has 1,000 of those, Yunnan province has 900, and Nanhua, this small town in Yunnan, has up to 50, the most diverse of any town in China.
为什么云南会是这样呢？因为在云南这样的一个省份里面，它是个多山的地区，它从热带到亚热带到温带的气候都有，这个是其他地区很少有的。它的气候很丰富，各种各样的植被就是长了不同的树木，所以呢，在不同的树木下面长了不同的蘑菇。
Wild mushrooms are linked to the forest via underground webs called mycelium networks. The mushrooms are in symbiotic relationships with the surrounding plants. These mycelium webs help the plants get better access to water and nutrients. In return, the fungus gets to tap into some of the sugars that the plant makes. It's a win-win situation for both the mushroom and the plant. Unfortunately for the mushroom harvesters, this means that their livelihood is completely dependent on the whims of nature. These mushrooms cannot be reproduced on a wide scale. They must be wild harvested.
因为确实做这个野生菌加工确实挺累，差不多就是我们一个南华县的产量，一天有6吨左右的那个货量。但是在近1-2年左右，然后那个野生菌就是牛肝菌，很明显的就出现了断层一样的那种减产，然后差不多现在每天估计可能整个南华市场可能只有1吨或者是2吨左右。
This is Dama, and his family owns one of the largest porcini processing and export companies in Nanhua. Porcini, along with matsutakes and truffles, are one of the most prized exports and are sold exclusively into the international market.
一般牛肝菌是出口到欧洲那一边，比如说德国啊、法国啊这2个国家。
The porcinis are purchased from harvesters who live and forage in the surrounding mountains. By the time the mushrooms arrive at the factory, it is nearly nightfall, and workers have to process the fungi well into the middle of the night.
是因为那个野生菌它的那个脚，它的脚下面那个根部有很多泥土，所以就得把那个泥土啊、那些杂质啊清理干净，然后做一个分类、分级，只留下最好的一部分。清洗完成以后呢，再一个步骤就是放到那个急冻库里面，然后就做成类似于冰块的东西。第一个是最主要的目的就是保鲜，因为你知道野生菌的那个周期很短的。
Because of the lower yields, the prices for porcini have been exorbitantly high this year, a 60% increase. The culprit, he says, is climate change.
就说我们这边的，那个气候就是很反常，然后又导致我们那个野生菌大量的减产。
其实嘛，气候变化是一个原因。那今年的话，就是这个雨水分布不均匀，有时候雨水太多， 太多了以后林中都是湿的，所以那蘑菇也不能生长。那太干了以后，蘑菇也不能生长。
But experts say that while climate change is a factor, it's inconclusive on whether or not it's the dominant reason for declining mushroom sightings.
但是因为气候变化需要从很长一段时间来看这个数据，现在很多的数据也大概就是几十年的数据，我觉得不足以去支持说到底它是上升还是下降。但是这个因素也不能够全说成是气候变化的原因，很多方面就是人为的一些原因，因为是利益的追求嘛，然后大部分人会去采蘑菇，然后造成它生态的一个就是生境的一个破坏，然后产量也会下降。
Now, a town filled with wild mushrooms means that there are sometimes inexplicable side effects. The locals I talked to told me stories of family members accidentally eating hallucinogenic varieties, and stories of people killing themselves with poisonous shrooms.
我们这一边有一个叫黄罗伞，
红罗伞，整朵蘑菇那个伞的上面
伞状的，然后上面
全是红色
或者黄色的，
下面是白的，特别鲜艳那个。
他们吃，然后什么死，就一天就死了，几个小时就死了，
会死人。
24小时的。
但有的人他们说这个他们还敢吃，吃了还不会死。
对，而且那个东西如果说，因为是什么情况呢？这个刚才他说的那个红络伞，它是一种菌种。
对对。
但是跟那个长得特别像的那个东西，
那个
是没毒的。
了解。
很容易就为什么今天我跟你说有假的有真的。所以很容易就别人吃到了假的，然后就可能就。
This isn't new. In fact, there's even a term for this called Yunnan sudden death syndrome, which has claimed more than 400 deaths in the past decades. Warnings about toxic mushrooms are posted all over town, which helps people distinguish the deadly varieties from the edible ones. It is even advised that people limit their wild mushroom consumption to just one species a meal, a tip that we, well, didn't exactly follow.
Every single dish here is stir-fried with garlic, and that's to ensure that we're not eating a poisonous mushroom. Dama here says that if the garlic turns purple, that means we might get poisoned. So far, nothing looks purple, so I think we're good.
For people in this fungi-centric town, mushrooms are more loved than they are feared. It's a part of their heritage and a vital part of the economy. In 2016, mushrooms brought in more than $58 million to the town, and it's created a gold rush of sorts, for better and for worse.
特别是一些都被证明是安全的一些野生蘑菇，所以大家都在那采销售。所以呢，有可能有些蘑菇会因为过度采集变得少，甚至消亡，这是可能会发生的。比如说松茸，过去其实在昆明周围都有，现在在昆明周围已经没有松茸了。所以这个确实这个是需要我们关注的。
So beautiful. Beautiful.